Women don't fall for looks, they fall for vibe. You don't need six-pack abs, you don't need luxury cars, and you sure as hell don't need to chase her like a puppy. What actually makes a woman fall for you is something more primal. Something she feels in your presence without you saying a single word. It's that dominant, grounded masculine energy that tells her, I don't need you to want me, but you will. Let me make one thing clear. This isn't about manipulation. It's about magnetism, the kind of quiet power that doesn't need to prove itself. Because deep down, every woman is subconsciously asking, can this man lead? Can he handle pressure? Can I trust him with my chaos without him collapsing? And guess what? That answer has nothing to do with your job title, your jawline, or your bank account. It's about how you carry yourself, how you respond when she tests you, how you choose self-respect over validation every single time. This video isn't about pickup tricks. It's not about playing pretend or faking confidence. It's about turning yourself into the kind of man women can't forget because you're not easy to control. You're not desperate to please. You're not afraid to walk away. You're the tiger, the mystery, the grounded storm she didn't see coming. So if you're tired of being overlooked, tired of being the nice guy who gets ghosted, then lean in, because what I'm about to show you will change the game. Let's break it down. Part 1. Be the tiger, not the kitten. Imagine two animals, a kitten and a tiger. Both might be cute, but only one demands respect. The kitten is playful, cuddly, and eager to be liked. The tiger, it doesn't care what you think, and that's exactly why it captivates you. Too many men in today's world act like kittens, always agreeable, always available, always chasing. They text back instantly, cancel their plans, and walk on eggshells just to be liked. The result? She loses interest. Fast. Because deep inside, she's not looking for a pet. She's looking for a presence. If you want to be unforgettable, if you want her to feel something when she's around you, you need to be the tiger. Hard to control, hard to predict, hard to win over. The tiger doesn't chase approval. It doesn't explain itself. It walks with quiet certainty and sharp instincts, and that's what pulls people in. So the real question is, how do you become that tiger? Not by pretending, but by cultivating real masculine presence. Let's break down the 5 traits that will shift the way women see you and make them do the chasing. 1. Be willing to walk away, even when it hurts. Nothing creates magnetic attraction more than this. A man who doesn't cling. A man who's capable of walking away, not out of spite, but out of strength. Because it shows one powerful truth: you don't fear loss. Let me give you a real-life example. You're out at dinner. The vibe is good. She's laughing, leaning in. Most guys would stay as long as possible, hoping not to ruin the magic. But here's the move. You finish your drink, stand up, smile, and say, "Hey, this was fun. I've got an early morning, but let's talk again soon." You don't linger. You don't ask for permission. You just leave. And here's what happens next. Curiosity, confusion, craving. Because you just did what 99% of guys never do. You broke the pattern. You planted the seed of mystery, and now you're on her mind all night. This isn't just theory, this is psychology. When you show that your world doesn't revolve around her, she starts to question why. That question creates attraction. That uncertainty sparks pursuit. Here's another common scenario. She's being flaky with plans, vague with replies, always seeing how she feels. Most guys would keep trying, hoping to win her over. But the high-value move is to say, "No worries, if it doesn't align, let's not force it." And then you stop initiating. You don't need to argue. You don't give ultimatums. You just walk, calmly, confidently, without emotional noise. That's not rude. That's called having self-respect. And if she's truly interested, she'll feel the gap. She'll chase. And if she doesn't, you just saved yourself from wasting time on someone who never valued you in the first place. 2. Set unbreakable boundaries, then stick to them. Masculine energy is structure, and structure needs boundaries. Without boundaries, you're not grounded. You're available. You're flexible. You're forgettable. A boundary isn't something you explain, it's something you live. It's how you manage your time, your energy, and your space without apology. For example, your phone stays on Do Not Disturb during work hours, not because you're ignoring her, but because your focus comes first. Your Sundays are for hitting the gym, golfing with your boys, or pursuing your own goals. And that doesn't change just because she texts, "Hey, wanna hang?" You don't break those rituals to prove you care. You invite her into your rhythm, but only if she respects the flow. You might think, if I don't reply right away, she'll lose interest. No, that's kitten thinking. The tiger doesn't explain why he wasn't around. He was busy being the tiger. Here's a simple but powerful line to use. I don't check my phone when I'm working. I'll text you back when I'm free. Say it once, never repeat it, then stick to it. Want another example? I had a friend, John, super chill guy, but he had one rule, no shoes in the house. At first, when women came over, he'd hesitate. He didn't want to kill the vibe, but then he owned it. He'd smile and say, "Shoes off, sacred space." You know what happened? They respected it, some even admired it, because it showed he had standards he didn't bend, even for beauty. Boundaries are sexy, not because they make you cold, but because they say, I have a life I'm not changing for you, but you're welcome to be part of it. And remember this, a man without boundaries doesn't look more available. He looks less desirable. Because deep down she knows, if you don't protect your time, your values, your energy, why would she respect them? Before we move on, if this message is resonating with you, do me one favor. Hit that subscribe button. This channel is here to help men like you rise above the noise, to become grounded, clear, and unshakably powerful. If you're getting value, subscribing helps us create more content like this, real, practical, and rooted in Stoicism. Thank you for being here. 3. Say no and mean it. Let's get this straight. The most attractive word a man can say is no. Not maybe, not later, just no. Because no isn't rejection, it's leadership. It says, I'm not here to be liked, I'm here to live by my values. Say no when she tries to dump emotional drama on you at 1 a.m. She asks you to cancel your plans just because she's bored. She wants favors, attention, or energy she hasn't earned. Here's a real story. My buddy Marco was dating a girl who constantly asked him to drive 45 minutes to her place, every single time. She never once made the effort. One day he just looked her in the eyes and said, I like seeing you, but if this keeps feeling one-sided, it's not going to work. Then he stopped texting first. He didn't argue. He didn't explain. Next weekend, she texted him, I'll come to you this time. Why? Because no doesn't push women away. It filters the ones worth keeping. Too many guys say yes out of fear. Fear of losing her. Fear of conflict. Fear of being too much. But here's the thing, when you say yes to her at the cost of your own integrity, you lose her anyway. Not immediately, but over time, because she starts to see you as soft, malleable, easy to bend. Strong men say no to protect their time, their energy, their mission. Weak men say yes to protect their chances. Ask yourself this. When she tests your limits, are you the wall that stands firm, or are you the door that swings open? When you say no and mean it, she doesn't walk away. She leans in. 4. Withhold approval. Make her earn it. Stop complimenting her for existing. She posted a selfie? So what? That's not a Nobel Prize. She told a story that's kind of funny? You don't need to laugh like a trained seal. Here's the truth. Women get compliments non-stop, from strangers, coworkers, social media, and guys who don't even know her last name. But what they rarely get is a man who sees them clearly and calls out the nonsense with calm honesty. When you constantly nod, agree, and praise everything she says, what you're telling her, without realizing it, is this. You don't have to earn anything from me. I'll approve you no matter what. And guess what? That kills attraction, because what's easily gained is easily forgotten. Real approval, real masculine attention must be earned. Let's say she tells a story that reveals bad judgment. Maybe she cheated on an ex or ghosted a guy just for fun. Most guys would nervously laugh it off or say, wow, that's wild. Not you. You look her dead in the eye and say, that's not cool. Sounds like someone needs to grow up. Now here's the key. You don't say it to shame her. You say it because you have values, and you're not going to fake agreement to get on her good side. That's not cruelty. That's clarity. Want a real-world example? I was at a cafe with a woman once. She made a backhanded comment about how she never dates guys who make less than 6 figures. I raised an eyebrow and said, good luck with that. But just so you know, I don't compete with paychecks. I compete with presence. She paused, blinked, then laughed, and leaned in closer. Why? Because I didn't flinch. I didn't pander. I didn't fold. Women respect men who are not afraid to disagree, to challenge, to withhold easy validation. Not out of manipulation, but because they have standards. So next time she says, I love that song, don't reply, oh my God, me too. Instead, try. Really? That one? Not my favorite. What do you like about it? You're not rejecting her. You're giving her space to earn your attention. You're treating her like an equal, not a goddess you need to worship. Approval is currency, and a man of value doesn't throw his currency at everyone hoping for attention. He invests it wisely. Remember this, when she has to earn your approval, two things happen. She respects you more. She starts chasing that approval, not out of insecurity, but because it actually means something. 5. Don't qualify yourself. Let her do the work. Stop trying to sell yourself. You're not on a job interview. Every time you say, I'm different, I'm a nice guy, or I love to travel too, what you're really saying is, please pick me. Please like me. That's weakness. That's validation seeking. And women can smell it from a mile away. Let me ask you this. When was the last time she tried to impress you? When was the last time she brought value into the conversation instead of just expecting you to win her over? Most men are stuck in the mindset of proving they're interesting, proving they're worthy, proving they're not like the other guys. But here's the truth. High-value men don't qualify themselves. They don't rush to defend their hobbies, their lifestyle, or their opinions. Instead, they flip the frame. They ask, what makes you different from every other woman who thinks she's special? Or simply, what are you passionate about that's actually hard? That's not arrogance. That's clarity. That's self-respect. Here's a personal story. I once had a woman say on a date, I hope you're not one of those guys who never wants to settle down. I looked at her and said, I hope you're not one of those women who wants to skip the connection and go straight to control. She was stunned. Then she smiled. Then she got real. Because I didn't try to reassure her. I didn't soften the edges. I pushed back. Not to be rude, but to show that I'm not here to be molded. I'm here to connect with someone who shows up authentically, not with a script. Here's the secret. When you stop trying to qualify yourself, you create space for her to step up, to invest, to earn your interest. And that shift alone changes everything. So next time you're tempted to say, oh, I love that band too, pause. Instead, say, not my favorite, but I'm curious what draws you to them. Let her open up. Let her try to find common ground. Because when you stop chasing approval, you become the approval. And that's when she stops testing and starts chasing. Part 2. How to flip the script so she falls for you. Now that you've built the masculine foundation, presence, boundaries, self-respect, it's time to flip the dynamic. Because here's the truth. Most men chase, overgive, and overexplain. But attraction doesn't grow when you're always there. It grows when you know how to pull back just enough and make her lean in. Let's dive into 5 psychological shifts that reverse the game, where she becomes the one thinking about you. 1. Pull back your effort. If you're always texting first, always planning the dates, always trying to keep the momentum going, you're not building connection. You're carrying dead weight. When she doesn't have to lift a finger to keep you around, she won't value you. Not because she's cruel, but because that's how human psychology works. We value what we invest in, what costs us something, what we have to earn. Let her invest. Let her wonder. Let her notice your absence. Instead of double texting when she goes quiet, let silence speak. Instead of filling in awkward pauses, let her ask the next question. Instead of planning the third date right after the second, say, we'll see. I've got a packed week. Let's touch base later. She might act indifferent, but inside, she's wondering, did I mess that up? Why didn't he chase like the others? And that wondering is where attraction grows. Pulling back doesn't mean ghosting. It means creating space. Space for her to step forward. If she doesn't, that tells you everything. If she does, you've just flipped the script. 2. Protect your attention like gold. Let me ask you something. If you give away something valuable to everyone, is it still valuable? Your attention is one of the most powerful things you own, and the second you make it cheap, people stop respecting it, including her. If you're always available to talk, always replying within seconds, always reshuffling your day to squeeze her in, she won't admire that. She'll subconsciously feel like your world revolves around her. And ironically, that makes her pull back. Instead, protect your focus like it's sacred. Because it is. When you're building your career, training your body, or just spending time alone to recharge, you don't owe anyone an instant reply. You don't need to lie. Just say, I'm off to get things done, let's catch up later, then disappear for a few hours, or even a day. Now she's wondering, what is he doing that's more important than me? Who is he becoming when I'm not around? That curiosity is gold. It creates tension, it builds mystique, and it reminds her, you're not here to entertain her. You're here to build your life. And she's lucky if she gets to be part of it. 3. Be emotionally independent. Don't rely on her to feel good about yourself. Don't use her texts as emotional caffeine. Don't treat her attention like oxygen. That's not love, that's dependency. Here's a hard truth. The more you need her to validate you, the faster she loses respect. Why? Because women don't fall in love with little boys who need constant approval. They fall for grounded men who are already full. If your mood swings every time she doesn't respond fast enough, if you start questioning your worth when she seems distant, then your emotional center is outside of you. That makes you fragile. That makes you reactive. That makes you unattractive. You've got to become your own anchor. You're calm in the chaos. You're solid ground, with or without her. Without her. It's okay to care. It's okay to be warm. But when you're emotionally self-sufficient, you show her. I'm here because I choose to be, not because I need to be. That kind of energy, it's powerful. It tells her you won't fall apart if she disappears. And ironically, that's what makes her want to stay. 4. Walk away from disrespect. You want to know the ultimate flex? Walking away the moment your standards are crossed, without yelling, without begging, without drama. If she cancels plans more than once, if she mocks your goals, if she plays little games to test your insecurity, that's not flirtation. That's a preview of your future misery. Most men tolerate this because they're afraid of losing her. But Stoic men know, lose her or lose yourself. Choose one. Say this calmly and clearly. That doesn't work for me. I wish you well. Then leave. No second chances, no angry paragraphs, no passive-aggressive silence. And here's the twist. The man who can actually walk away is the one she thinks about long after you're gone. Why? Because real masculine power isn't loud. It doesn't beg. It disappears and leaves a vacuum behind. You don't need to slam the door. Just close it. Gently, but for good. 5. Be a mystery. Don't reveal everything. Curiosity is the fuel of desire. Kill the mystery and you kill the chase. Too many guys think, if I tell her everything about me, she'll feel closer. Wrong. If you open your whole book on the first date, she has nothing left to read. Don't confess your childhood trauma in the first hour. Don't tell her how much you like her after one night out. Don't send long paragraphs about how you've never felt this way before. That doesn't create connection. It creates pressure, and pressure kills attraction. Instead, drip the truth slowly. Let her feel like she's uncovering you, piece by piece. Let her earn the deeper layers. Let her wonder, what's he not saying? What's behind that calm? That mystery makes you irresistible. It's not about playing games, it's about preserving the power of depth. Not everyone deserves full access to your soul, especially not on day one. So stay composed, speak less, smile more, and remember, the most unforgettable men are the ones she never fully figured out. You're not here to chase, you're here to choose. Remember this, you're not a nice guy. You're not here to please. You're not here to impress. You're not here to perform for affection. You're a grounded man, anchored in values, steady in purpose, clear in who you are, and unshakable in what you will and won't tolerate. You're not playing games. You're not manipulating. You're not pretending to be someone else to win her over. You're standing in truth and letting your presence speak louder than words. You're not desperate to be loved. You're not trying to prove your worth, because your worth isn't something to be earned in someone else's eyes. It's something you carry within you. Every moment, every decision, every boundary you hold. This is what Stoicism teaches us. That peace comes not from chasing the world, but from mastering ourselves. That love, when real, flows towards strength, not need. So become the man who doesn't flinch when tested, who walks when disrespected, who holds his frame no matter how beautiful she is or how tempting the moment feels. Become the man women desire, respect, and can't forget. And yes, she will fall for you, not because you chased her, but because you became the one she couldn't afford to lose. Thank you for watching. If this message spoke to you, support the mission by hitting subscribe. New videos every week to help you become the most powerful version of yourself, grounded, unbothered, and free.